Hello and welcome to this review of the new old Overholt. The new old Overholt. Now, in 2020 I bought this one. This was the standard old Overholt. It's been on the shelves for years, 80 proof, 3-year age. Fine. Later in that year, they came out with this one. The non-chill filtered 86 proof, age 3 years old Overholt. So now I got two of them. 2 years later, they come out with this one. The old Overholt, age 4 years, non-chill filter, 86 proof. So in a 3-year period, a 2-year period, I've been sitting on this. No, I bought it this year, that's right, because I couldn't find it. Walmart wasn't ordering it because they hadn't sold all of this. They're still sitting on this until they're selling out, and then yeah, so I could have bought it in 2022, but I bought it in 23. Okay, but anyway, 3 and 2 years. So it's not going to be that different, but I figure, well, it is a little different, so I'll buy it. So I enjoyed this one and was satisfied with it. This one is better. Guess it's a little bit better. This one, let's see. This is from Beam Suntory. You can look it up on the website, James B. Beam Distilling Company.com. So it is Old Overholt straight rye whiskey, made in Kentucky, but originated in Pennsylvania. It was America's first big, nationwide rye whiskey brand, and it's the oldest current brand. At some point along the timeline, Old Overholt Distilling sold out to Beam, and they closed down. To have those buyouts work, they closed down the distillery in Pennsylvania. I saw a YouTube video where people were, I guess you could say, trespassing on the property with their cameras or phones going all through there, and it was like they had just left it, walked away from it. They had drawers with paperwork still in it, and all kind of equipment, big holes in the floor, maybe a tree fell through. I don't know, it was dangerous. I thought they were making a big mistake going through there, dangerous, but it was quite interesting. But now it's made at the Jim Beam facility in Kentucky, and this is not the only one they make. There's an Old Overholt 100 proof with the red banner on it, which I've seen for years. Dorgnax has it, runs about $25. These run about $19.99, okay? There's also now an Old Overholt 114 proof, similar to the old Granddad 114, I guess, but that's too strong for me, so I won't be buying that. I might take a chance and buy the 100 proof, the bottled and bond. We'll see. So it's copper colored. There's no coloring added because straight whiskey cannot have coloring added. Okay, so if you want to buy a whiskey and you want to make sure it's not tweaked with flavoring or coloring, buy a straight whiskey of any type. It doesn't matter, bourbon, rye, corn whiskey. It cannot have coloring added. Okay. My nose bothers me a little bit, but I should be able to smell it. Yeah, it's got the peppery rye nose. Now, does rye whiskey have to be all rye? No. Actually, it only has to be 51% rye. The other 49% can be any grain, corn, wheat, doesn't matter. Whatever combination you want to put in it, it's fine. It could be 100% rye if you'd like, but it has to be at least 51% rye. Okay. So first time trying it, I intend to watch the videos for it, probably a lot of them, and read the written reviews and so forth. All right. This might help my nose, help my cold go away. Medicine, taste. Yeah, mild rye. To me, rye whiskey always has like a minty flavor. I don't know why, it just tastes like mint. I don't know, spearmint, peppermint, wintergreen. I don't know what kind of mint. It's just like a mint. Now, rye bread has more like a black pepper flavor. It doesn't contain any of those things. It's unique, right? That is a unique grain. Some people like it, others it turns them off. It's unappealing to them. So rye whiskey is sort of a small whiskey market. Not exactly a niche market, but a small percentage market. Naturally, you see rye whiskey at every liquor store, but usually it's over to the side and not that widespread. I've been pleased with the ones I've had. Now, the common rye around here is Sazerac rye. All the stores sell it, and they always having sales on it. The man who owns Sazerac lives in New Orleans, and some of the Sazerac rye is made at the small distillery in New Orleans, Sazerac House, and although the vast majority is produced in Kentucky. So we get prices that other people don't get. Like the typical price for Sazerac rye here is about $23, and everybody's running a sale, or at least one store will run a sale every week, so you can find it for $18.99. Yeah, I've seen videos and video reviews where they tell me they had to pay $50. That'd be unheard of here. The second most common rye here is probably Old Overholt, and third would be everything else. There's no third rye brand that's common around here. It's those two and everything else, give or take. Maybe they'll have it, maybe they won't. Now, like Walmart, less than a mile away, they're going to always have this, and they're going to always have the Sazerac. Maybe they'll have Jim Beam rye. Maybe they'll have Jack Daniel's rye. Maybe they'll have Ezra Brooks. It just depends, and it may be there one month, and the next month it won't be there. But the two I named, are going to always be in there. All right, medium body, kind of a medium to short finish, doesn't linger around, except with a small residual peppermint. Yeah, kind of like peppermint, peppery mint thing. I can't say, I'm going to do blind taste tests, okay? So I'm going to do this one versus that, and this one versus that, and then this one versus all the other rye whiskeys I have. But I can't say, really, it's better than the previous two versions of the last 3 years, okay? The 2020 closeout, the 2020 new one, and the 2022 edition. Maybe it was 23, but I'm thinking maybe it was real late 2022 when this one hit. And it seemed like it's been out about a year. I just don't think it's better. Certainly not worse. I don't understand the reasoning for sprucing it up, because it's always been like an expensive product. The price never changed, but yeah. So going from 3 years to 4 years. Okay, a little older now. 80 proof to 86 proof. Little stronger, and the non-chill filtering, that's a big point of contention. People argue around the clock on that. You got the one camp saying chill filtering is fine, there's nothing wrong with that, and then some companies even tout it, like George Dickel, we developed chill filtering, that it's a better way of doing it, so forth. Then you got the other faction, the other camp, saying absolutely not, chill filtering is the worst thing ever. And, I would never buy it. And then they snipe back and forth. And you don't know what you're talking about. No, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know whiskey. No, apparently you don't know whiskey. And it's around and round. Is this the cheapest rye you can get? Yeah, more or less. Occasionally, you might see some brand you never heard of, for $17.99, $18.99. So we're talking about just a minimal discount. I have bought some of these obscure brands, and they were good. Not great. not fabulous, but certainly good. The next one lined up may be next year or later this year. Yeah, later this year will be, well, this year at the time of the posting of the video. This video is being recorded in 2023, end of the year, but it probably won't post till next. Although I could be off on my schedule in my mind, you know, maybe it will, but that's irrelevant, doesn't matter. I'm talking about things that don't matter now. But the next one coming up is Ezra Brooks Rye, the older version. I found a bottle and it was like $15 somewhere. Probably they were trying to get rid of it, you know. But because the new one's coming in, it's a different Ezra Brooks Rye. And then they got the Ezra Brooks 7-year age. I haven't seen that. But I have a feeling it's going to be good. I don't see why it wouldn't be. Lux Road does good work. Or they have good work done for them in many cases. But anyway, yeah. Score on this. It's kind of plain, but it's good plain. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's basic, but basic good. Like, flawless in that basic sense. And that's what it's created to be. It's not created to be like a party conversation piece or a brag whiskey where you buy it and say, yeah, I bought this rye, you know, that's $125. It's talking to the lieutenant governor, and he's related to us, and he got me a bottle. You know, it's not that kind of thing. It's just like I went to the grocery store and I bought this for $19.99. And obviously it's made for mixing, not really sipping, but that's what I'm doing. So I'm gonna go 93, 9.3 out of 10. A solid, most excellent, basic by design. You see, you can't really downgrade someone that's basic by design. That's what it's made to be. It's like some people down Canadian Mist. Man, that stuff ain't nothing but a mixer. It's like, oh really? Yeah, I know that, because if you look at the whole history of Canadian Mist from 1967, it was developed for that specific reason, to be a mixing basic Canadian whiskey. If you read the ads from 1967, 77, 87, and today. So, like, how you going to take issue with it when that's what it is? And are mixing whiskeys important? Do they have a place in the alcohol world? Obviously, yes. So there is some usefulness for looking at things in a proper perspective, I think, and in the proper context. That's just my opinion. So, Les Le Bon Tourmalet, a most excellent product, getting into most excellent at least, and I'm going to end this review by saying y'all go to, I was going to say go to Kentucky and see how this is made, but I don't think they show this on the tour. You don't really go on a tour. You go to the Jim Beam experience, sort of an interactive museum where you don't get to see the actual distillery. And I have no interest in these interactive museums. Thank you very much.